Chapter 5. Ashes of the Future. The hard drive had stopped humming, but Ruiz hadn't moved. She sat frozen at her terminal, eyes fixed on the screen. Her expression was sharp, unreadable. Hayes walked in, setting a steaming cup of bad coffee next to her with a quiet thud.
You've been staring at that same spot for an hour, textbook.
She didn't take her eyes off the file.
There's a pattern.
She said flatly.
Not just the fires, the people, the timing. They're not random.
Hayes sat down beside her.
We're past accidental.
She nodded once.
This isn't about faulty batteries or careless smoking. It's about silencing people.
She tapped a key. A file opened, encrypted, fragmented, buried deep in the drive's architecture. It wasn't from CFD servers. It wasn't from Thorn. It was from somewhere else entirely. 5 years earlier. Chicago, spring. Tariq Al-Haydar fell in love with Chicago the moment he stepped off the plane. There was something alive about the city. The cracked sidewalks, the hum of the L train, the endless contradictions between glass towers and crumbling brick. He was 19, a freshman engineering student at the University of Chicago, and he wanted to absorb everything. His father, Prince Samir Al-Haydar, hadn't been thrilled. America, he'd said, was unpredictable, but Tariq had insisted.
You built systems that touched every corner of the world. Communications, satellites, smart grids. But it's not just code out there, Baba. The world isn't made of ones and zeros. It's people, streets, ideas, struggle. You showed me how to build the future. Now let me live in it. I want to feel it, not just simulate it. I want to study in it.
Study in America. All the places why America.
You built tech for the world, Baba. Let me understand the world you helped wire together.
Samir had relented, reluctantly. Tariq was his only son, his heir. He flourished, quick-witted, endlessly curious, always sketching circuitry in the margins of his notebooks. He spent late nights in coffee shops and mornings photographing rusted bridges. He had friends from every continent, and he fell in love with one of them. Her name was Emily Kessler, a political science major with a sharp tongue, a camera around her neck, and strong opinions about voting access. She challenged him. He loved that. They were walking to a student-led rally at Daley Plaza on a warm April day when it happened. Peaceful, optimistic. They held signs. They laughed. They never saw the truck. A Ford F-250, driven by a right-wing extremist, barreled through the crowd without slowing. Emily was thrown against a planter. Tariq died instantly. The driver was arrested. He wasn't charged with terrorism. Mental instability, the judge ruled. No hate group affiliation. A folded American flag was sent to the Al-Haydar family. It arrived in a diplomatic pouch. There was no official apology. Present day, Riyadh, private compound of Prince Samir Al-Haydar. The man once called the Arab Elon Musk vanished from the spotlight after Tariq's death. Samir stopped speaking at conferences. He sold his companies. He dismantled his labs. He had no more use for the future. But grief does strange things to brilliant men. Samir began building something else. Quietly, methodically. A plan, a message, something the world couldn't ignore. Through anonymous shell companies and multi-layered funding networks, he poured billions into Chicago's Olympic bid. And when the Olympic Stadium project broke ground, his influence was already buried in the blueprints. Custom-designed components, signal routing hardware, autonomic beacon arrays no one questioned. He told himself it wasn't revenge. It was a lesson. A stadium meant to unite the world would instead show it what happens when justice is forgotten. Chicago, January 2026. Ruiz stared at the decrypted file. The Arabic signature filled the screen like a final verdict. Tariq Al-Haydar, Al-Madina Project, COS Autonomous Signal Architecture, authored by Samir bin Ayman Al-Haydar. Hayes leaned in slowly, his voice barely audible.
Textbook. This isn't some rogue contractor.
No,
She said.
it's calculated.
He read the name again, then the timestamps, then the signal trails.
This whole stadium. It's not infrastructure, it's a weapon.
Ruiz looked up at him, her voice softened.
I saw the name weeks ago, buried in a footnote on a foreign intelligence memo flagged by DHS. Said Samir's son was killed during a student rally in Chicago 5 years back. Tariq Al-Haydar. No charges of terrorism. No federal follow-up.
She nodded toward the screen.
This isn't politics or power, Hayes. This is personal. He lost his son. And now he's going to make the world feel it.